Hey lovelies, loads of love and light to all. Namaste. This is your author on travel. Well, apart from writing books, I travel. And when I travel, I usually just have my phone to shoot, as majority of the times I travel solo. And I bring you these videos for you. Thank you so much for making my last vlog a huge success on Rajasthan road trip. That was somewhere around 3,500 kilometers in 8 days. This is another special one, as mountains are always near and dear to me and very close to my heart. And here I bring India's winter wonderland, Spiti Valley, for you to travel. This unexplored destination in the winters. This video will give you the following points. Don't skip it. Also, if you want to skip on certain particular topic, you can go to the time durations given in the description. So, you will have introduction about the Lahaul and Spiti Valley, then you'll have a geographical location about it, then we'll discuss the valley's culture and people, of course places to see and visit and their importance. And in the end, don't miss out, there are some my recommendations and places to stay and the must-see places in the Lahaul and Spiti and majorly in the Spiti Valley. Spiti Valley is pronounced as Spiti in Bodhi language. It is a cold desert mountain valley which is located high in the Himalayas. It is a part of northeastern part of the North Indian state of India, which is Himachal Pradesh. Technically, Spiti means the middle land. That is the land between Tibet and India. Let me take you to a bit of geological placement of this beautiful valley. Spiti Valley is separated from Lahaul Valley by the high Kunzum Pass, which is at 15,059 feet. Then there's a road that connects these two divisions of Lahaul and Spiti, but it cut off frequently in winter and due to heavy snow also. There's a southern route to India's proper via road, that is via Satluj in the Kinnaur district and Shimla, which is periodically closed to brief periods in the winter storms of November through June. Now, the road gets the access usually when the snow is restored after a few days of the storm ends, but it's always recommended that you check out with the local authorities when you travel on the highway. The most populated centers in the Spiti Valley are Kaza, Losar, Sumro, and Chango. Coming to the culture of Spiti, that really dates back in the ancient times and has influence of Buddhism and Dalai Lama's teachings. The people follow Vajrayana Buddhism, That's basically Spiti Valley is the research capital for Buddhist monks, and hence we have strong dominance of monasteries and one of the oldest monasteries in the world in Spiti Valley. For example, you see huge and main centers at the key monastery, Tabo Monastery. These are one of the oldest monasteries in the world and particularly Dalai Lama's favorite. And mine too. Another interesting fact when visiting Spiti is to see the Pin Valley, which is the only place of survival for Bhutan Lamas of the Nyang Mapa sect of Buddhism. If I have pronounced something wrong in terms of the Buddhist language, please forgive me for that. Also, if you really want to experience the nomads of Spiti, then one shall visit the valley in the summers, when it is the home of hundreds of semi-nomadic gadi sheep and goat herders who travel as far as 160 miles nearby and come with their sheep and goats for gazing. In the whole valley, when you go on a ride, you will see Spiti River gushing beautifully with the soothing sounds. This originates from Kunzum Pass. The Spiti River then meets the Satluj near Khab and Namgyal, which is in the Kinnaur district, that's traversing a length for about 150 kilometers. The entire valley is emerged from the tectonic plates occurrence and has uplifted from the ocean bed, and that's why when you travel Spiti Valley, you will see lot of high elevated mountains, clay mountains, short cliffs, huge cliffs, and different kind of barren and deserted mountains and rocky area. Now let me tell you and take you to what all you can actually see in the valley. What are the things to see in this beautiful and secluded part of North India, particularly in the winters? I'm gonna be making a separate video for summer Spiti, so stay tuned on this channel and explore India like nowhere. If you haven't subscribed the channel yet, there's an indication, please subscribe it right away. Or you can just leave your comment even if you're liking it or if you're not liking it, and if you're loving it, just put a heart in the comments. Alright, so places to see is Chicham Bridge, that's Asia's largest bridge. Dhankar Lake, Monastery, that has a mummy that dates more than 500 years back. Hikkim Village, Kaza, Key Monastery. Now coming to Kaza, Kaza is a kind of a metropolitan. It's like one of the biggest cities in Spiti, so you'll find the fuel station in Kaza. So if you're on a bike ride, on an Enfield or whatever, you need to get your tanks filled in Kaza, else you won't get anywhere in the circuit. You need to come back to Kaza. Then the Key Monastery. The monastery is housed for some 100 odd monks, who receive education here. And you'll also get to see rare Thanka paintings and ancient musical instruments like trumpets, cymbals, and drums in the monastery. It is peaceful. Then you go to Kibar, that's a village. Then it's a Komic village. Then we have Kundan Pass. Then we have Langza village. Then we have Lahaul Monastery, Mudh Village, Pin Valley National Park, Tabo Caves, and the Tabo Monastery. Now I would like to just mention about the Tabo Monastery here. This monastery is garnered an interest when it celebrated its 1000th year existence in 1996. So it's so old, guys. And this monastery was actually founded by scholar Rinchen Zangpo. Not to miss is the Pin Valley National Park that is beautiful. It's spread around a huge area, and it has a small mud village also that has just few houses to abode. All of these recommendations is to also visit Spiti Valley in winters, and in summers you'll definitely get a different experience. So I would recommend you guys to visit Spiti twice in your lifetime, once in winters and once in summers. So again, stay tuned for the summer vlog.
One time like this, make it pop like this, make it not like this, make it drop.
also quickly tell you a little bit more about Tabo Monastery. The Tabo Monastery has a guest house also, and you guys can stay in there, and it's great for the budget travelers. It has a 10-bed dome, plus they have individual rooms. So, but there's no hot water, guys. So some of the rooms might not have bathrooms as well, and they could have shared bathrooms. So be ready for a budget travel and a raw travel and stay in Tabo. Now, Tabo is basically a very small town in Lahaul and Spiti district, and it has the banks of Spiti River one side, and this town lies on the road that's between the Rekongpio and Kaza. So it's also the subdivisional headquarters for the people who are interested in geological stuff. This town actually has a lot of Buddhist caves, and is meant to have a very historical and archaeological importance, and it's also under the UNESCO World Heritage Site. Alright, now let me tell you a little bit about Komic village in Spiti. Now, Komic is literally, the meaning of Komic is eye of a snow cock. Alright, so that's a very remote village in Spiti Valley, and it has the fame as the highest village in the world that is connected with the motorable road. So it itself is incredible to, visit this particular village. It's quite a destination, for most of the people who are traveling to Spiti. It's somewhere around 15,027 feet above the sea level, and noteworthy, beautiful spots you have in the village. Also, you'll get to see the Langza village, which is also famously known as Fossil Village of India. Now, Hikkim village is also the highest village, which has the post office, the highest post office of the world. It's not India, guys. So Lahaul and Spiti district is housing a lot of world wonders and facts. So I think it's one of the noted places for you guys to visit. I would like to tell you about the Mudh Village also. So Mudh is the Mudh. So people usually call it as Mudh. It's a very tiny, teeny, mini, as I mentioned, village in Spiti, and it is in the cold desert region. It's actually one of the coldest desert region of Spiti in Himachal, and its altitude is around 3,810 meters. On the left bank side, you have Pin River here, and on the right hand side you have a tributary of the Spiti River. So in winters, if you see the visuals right now, in winters it is amazing. It is all snowy. It is kind of, it's nothing less than your Alps and Switzerland, guys. So India has it all. This village also nestles at the base of the Parvati range. So that has actually the vertical of 1600 meters above the sea level. So that's something which I really wanted to let you guys know before I head to my next set of the video, right? let me come to my particular recommendations for you guys, and it is not to miss. And if you in any ways are adventure or thrill seekers or a bike rider, then National Highway 505 is one of my favorite and my recommendations, which I have done twice. It's particularly or usually known as NH 505. You can check the Google Maps as well. It's a high altitude road. It covers the Kinnaur and Lahaul and Spiti districts of Himachal Pradesh. It mainly running along Spiti River in Spiti Valley. The highway from Kaza, which you take to Brahmpur, it remains actually closed for 6 to 9 months in a year due to heavy snowfall, and the closure of Kunzumla Pass at an altitude of 4,550 meters makes it really hard and tough for people to ride on this highway during the heavy snowfall, and it takes a lot of efforts to clear the snow, and our BRO and Border Road Organization is really doing a great job. Salute to them. This high altitude cold desert area of Lahaul and Spiti valleys of Himachal, it receives actually negligible rainfalls. There's no rainfall as such, because it's a barren terrain, and it's treacherous, and it's prone to landslides and disruptions. So because of all this, 6-7 months, maximum 8 months, it's remained closed. So you need to again check with the local authorities or your travel guide or your tour guide for the highway to be open, and then only you can actually travel with proper precautions. Now the road is very narrow and rough at places, and it crosses at the highest altitude of Kunzum Pass, which I mentioned. So for the bikers, it is called as the Mecca, for riding, as it requires fantastic and meticulous driving skills in the mountains. So all sort of off-roading, hang on guys, this is the place for you. It starts from Khab Sangam, and it is somewhere around 275 kilometers long. Whoa, huge one. So on this highway, you will witness Spiti at its best, which is all secluded and at peace. The gorges at NH 505 of Spiti River on the Khyber and Kyaltar Road, they're worth watching and clicked by a lot of Instagrammers and bloggers. You'll see people, just posing, and models and people like that. But don't spoil the place, guys. You'll also see the clay pillars en route to Tabo at Lingti Road, and they're the perfect explanation of the oceanic uplift of the valley via tectonic plates. Now for Chandratal, there's a divergence between from Badal, as this highway runs on the sideways of Chandra River. So it doesn't go to Chandratal. So people who go to Chandratal at a different from Kaza, so this highway has a route breakdown and a divergence. And later it joins up to NH3, leaving Brahmpur at the left. So for people who are going on bikes and on a road trip to Chandratal, the road is treacherous and very, very grumpy with the pebbles and the gravels and a lot of pagal nalas, as we call the waterfall and the water gushing from the glaciers from the high mountains. So be careful of that, because NH 505 diverges and leaves Brahmpur on the left hand side. So then you go to Manali from there. Now you'll also see these highway and routes which is covered by me in the winter treks. So as you are aggressing and watching the vlog in the road trip, you will see a lot of snow, and whatever I'm speaking right now, you'll witness this in the winter Spiti. Now all this clearly will be actually visible and witnessed in the summer Spiti vlog. So again, there's a note, don't miss the summer Spiti coming exactly next after this vlog. Stay tuned to the channel, subscribe if you haven't. Now, usually when people, travel Spiti Valley, either they go solo or they go on a bike ride or they go on a road trip with a tour or a travel agency or an operator. So what happens is like it's kind of a huge circuit of Spiti, right? But a lot of people miss to see the Lahaul side of it. So as I mentioned that there's a recommendation of NH505, I would also recommend if you guys have enough leaves in hand or days in hand, so plan Spiti for Lahaul as well. So that's here my another recommendation for you. So that's Lahaul. So Lahaul and Spiti, majorly known as the districts in Himachal Pradesh right now, but I'll tell you a little bit about how they're being formed, right? So when these two were separate, Lahaul and Spiti, so the capital of Lahaul was Kardhang and the capital of Spiti was Dhankar. Now, Lahaul and Spiti then were made one district in 1960 in India, and now you see the main capital center is Keylong. Alright, so there's no actually urban population out here in Lahaul and Spiti. There's no, not a single urban population. It's all locals. It's all localies and Spitians out here. You just have one Vidhan Sabha constituency as well. So they organize and they take care of the entire district in Himachal Pradesh. That's Lahaul and Spiti. Okay, so let me give you a clear idea a little bit more on the structural sites of Lahaul and Spiti. I would say one shall visit the entire circuit of the district. Of course, it is actually another winter wonderland of India, right? The district has close cultural links with Nagari prefecture of Tibet Autonomous Region, right? I hope I pronounced it right. The Kunzumla or the Kunzum Pass, that's an altitude of 4,551 meters, is the entrance pass to the Spiti Valley from Lahaul. Alright, so if you're coming from Spiti, the Kunzumla Pass is the entrance of Lahaul. Right, so it is somewhere around 21 kilometers from Chandartal. So it's again a circuit, as I'm mentioning, guys. For more details, you can actually comment down if you have any queries on the map side, or if you're planning to travel. I'm gonna help you with the entire circuit. That this is the area wherein like you'll understand, because you won't find a lot of milestones as well there. You may, but then it's not accurate, all right, because it's a barren terrain region. Right. So what I was saying is that it is 21 kilometers from Chandartal, right? So then you enter Lahaul from Chandartal, and from Spiti if you're coming, so Kunzumla is the midpoint, the Cupid point. Now, towards the south, if you see, Spiti ends 24 kilometers from Tabo at the Sumdo, where the road enters the Kinnaur region, and then it joins the National Highway number 5. Which I mentioned before in the video. This district, it's also connected to Manali through Rohtang Pass. So if you're coming from Manali, of course, from the urban setup of India, then you're gonna pass the Rohtang Pass and then you're gonna enter the Lahaul and Spiti region. Alright. Spiti is a barren and a difficult terrain, guys, to cross. So with an average elevation of the valley floor, that is 4,270 meters, which is somewhere around 14,000 plus feet. It is enclosed between lofty ranges, and the Spiti River is gushing out of a gorge in the southeastern region to meet the Satluj River. So if you see the map, you'll understand what I'm talking about, the geographical location, and I'm giving you a better idea to actually understand this beautiful entire region. If you have drones and all, drones are allowed but not on all the regions, so be careful. Better to understand the satellite version of this entire location and the district on Google Maps. I would recommend that. You'll also find somewhere around 62 medicinal plants in this valley. It is amazing, guys, okay? And a lot of companies, they use these plants for medicinal benefits, and they come here and stay for months, and then they go back and they curate the naturopathy and Ayurvedic medicines. Snow leopards are protected beautifully in the Pin Valley National Park and Kibber Wildlife Sanctuary. The Linky Plains are the homes to animals such as yaks and dozers. So if you are in the months of Jan and Feb, then you can also enjoy the Lozar festival, also known as Halda in Lahauli. So Lahauli is a different culture and Spitians are a different culture. They are mixed and they have the Tibetan and Buddhist influence, of course, as I mentioned. And they have the semi-nomadic and nomadic people and tribes still living in. But be careful when you're visiting locals, I would say, because I've been with the locals' houses and they're wonderful in tea, of course, and their hospitality is amazing and with full of warmth and happiness and love. But also, please guys, make sure that you don't destroy their heritage and their place and their village, because it's their life. So you should not litter and you should be responsible enough if you're traveling, or even if you're clicking or making something, just make sure that you have one or two best. As you see in my video, there's a lot of I have shot from phone only because I don't use any DSLR. I don't use drones. So I make sure that whenever I'm traveling, I'm not disturbing any natural scenic landscape and people out there. Now, there's something which I would mention for the adventure seekers in Lahaul and Spiti, because I'm one of them, and this vlog won't complete without mentioning something about all the thrill and adventure seekers who come to this gorgeous destination of India, which is no less than any international and foreign destination. So, there are a couple of adventure activities that that happen in Spiti. Like, for example, there's ice hockey, there's ice cricket people play, then there's skating, ice skating also. But that's all not on the competition level or something. The locals practice it, and if you happen to be in this place in winters and stay for some longer time, you will be with the locals and you can participate and you can enjoy this basic raw form of sports and adventure. Now, coming to skiing, skiing is just not that popular right now because it is still under the honeymoon phase, you can say, as there's a lot of steep slopes are yet to be discovered, and the geological surveys and archaeological people and the civic authorities and administration are still figuring it out that you should have a robust and a great safe place for the skiers to actually come here. So after Oli, if they do that, after Oli in India, then in Uttarakhand, Oli is in Uttarakhand, you will have Himachal also as one of the skiing spots. Also, it's very important that it's not destroyed, because I feel really bad about the nature to get destroyed with all this intrusion of it's great to have adventure sports and modernization kind of a stuff for a lot of tourists to explore this beautiful place which exists on our planet, and especially in India. But yeah, there's always a way that it tend to get destroyed later on. So people who are watching and who aren't not, please be a responsible traveler whenever you travel to these places. Alright, so the bike rides are very common, and they can cover the entire Lahaul and Spiti circuit, is what the thrill seekers do from all across the world, and even I have done it. So also there are some marathons that are conducted in the summers, and also the cyclists, a lot of cyclists you would see from all around the world, they ride and explore the valley on their own. Basically, all this is not in extreme winters, so if you're trying it to do all this adventure, so hop in during the September or before, or in summers and all, because the highways and the roads are clean. Otherwise, you need to get the special gear and those chains locked in the tires if you are riding. And if you aren't a pro and a professional, it would be tough for you to ride on snow because it gets slippery. Now, the Spiti Valley is also popular within trekkers, guys. So even I hike and I trek. So I would like to mention this particular point here, because Spiti has a lot of trekkable and hiking spots that can challenge all the trekkers, their fitness levels, and from the mountain views and the views of Kinnar Kailash, which is breathtaking. So these treks people can take to the remote areas that include all the rural villages, and one of the oldest gompas, which usually the sightseeing places and tourist spots miss out. So if you again want to go deep into the jungle, the rocky area, the mountains, the cliffs, and the tribal areas and the nomadic areas of Spiti, Lahaul and Spiti especially, so you get to get on a hike and trek these places. Alright, so you would actually have a lot of rural villages, the old gompas as I mentioned, as well as the wildlife trails. So it has immense possibilities for the aficionados of backpackers, wildlife lovers, animal lovers, trekkers, mountaineers, hikers, tourists. So it has everything, it embraces you fully. So the high altitude treks which I was talking about, it actually allows travelers to cross the passes. Now there are they're actually massive and huge and numerous, a plethora of passes in Lahaul and Spiti. I would give every detail in the description, but I will just say it out for you, for the viewers and the listeners who are listening me. So the travelers can cross the passes such as Parangala Pass that connects the Ladakh with Spiti Valley. Then one is Pin Parvati Pass. Then it is Baba Pass, Hamta Pass trek, Spiti Left Bank trek. Popular trekking routes that includes in this area, which usually the trekkers do and complete the circuit, is Kaza, Langza, Hikkim, Komic, Kaza. That's one. Then you start from Kaza, then you go to Ki, then Kibba, Geete and Kaza. You come back to Kaza. Then another is the Kaza, Losar, Kunzumla and Kaza, Tabo, Sumro, Nako. And then you come back or you go to your final destination, that's Manali. Alright. So thank you so much guys for tuning in for this vlog. I am giving the entire trek details in the description and in my blog as well. So for you guys who want to read it in the full length, they can go on my website and keep a note of it. That's spiritedblogger.com. You can hop in on my Instagram channel for some of the work which I do and keep on putting a lot of posts and stuff and reels. That's Author on Travel. Also, if you have any questions, comment down below. I will gonna be here to reply. Or if you like it, you can put a heart emoji in the comments. And if you don't like it, let me know why. There's always a chance to improve. So I'm signing off now. Thank you so much. This is your author on travel, and stay tuned for the next vlog. Do not forget to subscribe. Lots of love and light to all. Namaste. Ciao.